I'm Mike Holvey, President and CEO of the RAB, and welcome to Radio on Main Street, the podcast all about radio. Well, on this episode of our podcast series, recorded from the NAB Show in Las Vegas, we're about to blow it out. One of the things that you've certainly caught on to through a theme is the future. And on this podcast episode, it's all about the future. Former CEO and President Erica Farber had an opportunity to sit with a group of students. As a matter of fact, they were a group of 103 college students who were supported to attend the NAB show in Las Vegas thanks to members of the RAB and our partnership with the Broadcast Education Association, also known as BEA, in a program that we call the Student Scholar Program. In just a few moments, you're going to meet some of those 103 students. But first, our thanks to our good friends at Enco in Benstown for allowing us to bring the Radio on Main Street podcast booth to literally Main Street in the West Hall at the NAB show this past spring in Las Vegas. It allowed us a wonderful platform to record conversations and share them like the one you're about to hear with Erica Farber. Yes, over 103 college students attended the NAB show this year, thanks to the generosity of the RAB and its members. Now, one of the things that we do with the students is to provide them an opportunity to engage with professional broadcasters. There's none better than Erica Farber. So here is a little discussion that occurred on the floor at the NAB with just a few of those 103 students.
Well, hi, I'm Erica Farber, and we're back on Radio on Main Street, and it is so wonderful to be here at the Enco booth at the NAB this year. And I want to thank Mike Holvey for allowing me to make a stop this year, but I have 4 very special guests. So at the same time that the NAB goes on, the BEA, which is the Broadcast Education Association, has their annual conventions. And we have 4 of our student attendees, our student scholars, that are with us. So I'd love you each to introduce yourself and tell us what school you're with and what year you're in school. So Max, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, I'm Max Castro. I am a senior at California State University, Chico, and I'm a business major, and I'm the programming director at our on-campus radio station.
I'm Isaac Heldt. I'm the station manager at the University of Southern Indiana's radio station, 95.7 The Spin, and I'm a senior who is graduating next month, which is terrifying. So,
awesome. My name's Allyson Ritchey, and I'm a first-year master's student at Bowling Green State University, and I'm the executive producer of BG Weekly, which is our newscast on BG24.
nice plug.
Nice plug. I'm Dawson Cochran. I'm with, much like Isaac, I'm also with the University of Southern Indiana. I'm a senior. I do stuff on 95.7 The Spin. I'm a DJ. I do a lot of production, so that consists of recording PSA scripts, promo scripts, sometimes making sweepers or what other stations call liners. And one could say I'm almost like, I do a lot of board hopping. I'm almost like the insurance policy in a way.
So you're getting ready to graduate, and audio is really important to you. I would love to hear from your perspective. What do you think of the state of radio today?
The state of radio is something that I've been doing a lot of pondering, graduating in about 6 weeks from now. When I first got into, the world of college radio specifically, it was a little intimidating. It was a little, like, who listens to radio anymore? But after 2 years in the program, as well as just hearing everyone talk here, I'm extremely hopeful, and I think that there is a big future and a lot of opportunities that are being realized as we speak and are yet to be realized. And I think there's a lot of good things that are happening.
Yeah. Love to hear that. Share from your perspective what you think about the state of radio.
It's certainly interesting, that's for sure, with how it's moving a lot more towards content production these days, and kind of how up and down the jobs seem to be around Evansville and other areas as well. So
either one of you want to add something to this conversation?
I will say, I think, just like you, I always hear, radio's dead. Nobody listens to radio. But I think, radio right now is more popular than it ever has been. There's so many people that listen worldwide. And if you even think about it, the audio as a format is the most, that's how we get engaged, or that's how we sort of ingest content, I guess would be kind of the way to put it. But, maybe traditional radio, it's evolved a little bit. We've seen podcasts and stuff have really taken a big step forward. So radio is more live than ever. So.
Love that. Right. We'll give you the final word. So thought.
I don't know if I can beat that. You're the general manager or something.
Station manager, yeah.
But I did 3 years at my undergrad university being a DJ at our radio station, and it really was the time of my life. Like, it's just such a community that I've never seen before, and I think that's important to maintain, especially with what's going on.
I love all this positive energy about the medium. So you guys are going to keep it alive. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're here with all this new technology, all these exciting things. You even said how important radio is. You're now in charge of the entire industry.
Oh, man.
You can do whatever you want. So if you were in charge of the radio business, we're going to start with you. What would you do?
Probably make more heavy metal radio stations.
Yes. Maybe expand it to where it's not just audio. A lot of radio stations, it's just the audio format. Maybe do something to where it's video. I forget which event it was or which booth it was, but they were talking about how when you're in your vehicle, they're trying to figure out ways to where if your vehicle is in park and you're listening to a game or something, like on the screen in your vehicle, it's actually going to show like footage from the game. So
you
maybe
want a camera in every station.
Yeah, camera. Yes. Just love it.
Love that.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the future of radio exists in local, smaller, to medium markets. And I think so just emphasizing that, bringing it back to the community and really, emphasizing that because, there obviously is a space for every size, whatnot. But at the end of the day, communities, it's a big world out there and you have to start small. So I would definitely put an emphasis on that.
Well, and you bring up the whole topic of one of the things that differentiates radio from all the other media. So I love that you talk about that local aspect.
Right, yeah. I was actually thinking about the more humanitarian side of radio as well. Like, there's a lot of strength in radio's ability to be like a safety tool for people, and I would love expanding that to some of the populations that most need it and can benefit from it, like education and other things.
So obviously, as student scholars, you're here because other broadcasters made this possible for you to attend, and you are our next generation of broadcasters.
For sure.
And some of you are graduating in weeks, some in a year, but eventually you're going to be in the workplace. So for the next few minutes, I want you all to almost pitch yourself, because I know how difficult it is to get a job. And as you go through this time, you're going to have people saying, well, you don't have any experience, but you have to start somewhere. So give me your elevator pitch about yourself and why we need to bring you into the business. And let me start over here.
All right. Well, my passion for broadcasting starts way back when I was in high school. Back when I was a freshman, we took a tour of this place here in Evansville called Southern Indiana Career and Technical Center, or SICTIC for short. We call it tech school, stuff like that. And I found their radio station, which is called 90.7 WPSR. And I thought, man, this looks like a lot of fun. So I joined it, did a lot of interesting things there, made promos, hosted a radio show with someone where we played it's a variety station. So we just kind of played with the general music. We just talked about interesting, funny news, kind of what we thought about it. Also, a senior grad day radio show, kind of highlighting some of the other senior students at SICTIC and kind of talking about our own memories with being at SICTIC and that kind of stuff. Also did some video news projects, even did a podcast there and a whole lot of other stuff. And then after that, I went on to Wabash Valley College, which is in Mount Carmel, Illinois. They have a alternative station called 89.1 The Bash. They also do a TV station called News Channel 15. With News Channel 15, I helped out a lot with, recording games, whether it be streaming or just running the camera itself. Also, sometimes even directed some of the shows and did some of the graphics switching and stuff like that. On the radio side of things, briefly, I did radio news very briefly, just kind of talked a lot about this news around the area and around the world, around the country, stuff like that. And the most fun thing I did there is kind of going back to what I said about what I would do if I owned radio stations. I hosted a radio show called Bang Your Head, which, if you go by the name, is a hard rock, heavy metal radio show. Played pretty much anything like Metallica up to Cannibal Corpse occasionally. Pretty much almost was like a free-for-all, as long as it wasn't like a bunch of cuss words or overly disgusting lyrics.
Ever. So it sounds like you've got a long list of experience and you're raring to go.
Yeah.
All right. Give us your pitch.
Sure thing. So the biggest piece of advice people gave me when I told them I was going to graduate school is don't do that just because you don't know what to do. Unfortunately, I didn't listen to that because that led me to my position as the executive producer of BG Falcon Media. At my undergrad, I mentioned I did the radio station. It was pretty casual. I never saw it expanding beyond just like playing an hour of music every week. And I was more of a print journalism person. I loved going out, finding the stories, doing everything. And I came to BGSU. I really wanted to continue this news. This opening came up. I did it and kind of fell in love with the creativity, the different aspects of broadcast that I don't get with print media. There's this reach that I can have. There's more of a community, I feel like. And I'm super thankful for that. I've still got one more year left to go in my master's program, but I'm super energized with what I've learned here at NAB with the BEA program as well, and super excited to apply that. So if you're looking for someone in about May 2026, I'm here. You're fantastic. Thank you.
Well, if you're looking for someone in May of 2025, no, just kidding. But anyways, I think the big thing for me, much like Dawson, I've loved radio for so many years. Listening to games, listening to just all kinds of different formats of music and stuff like that. But the big thing for me is evolution, right? You're always looking to evolve and grow. And that's what's awesome about being here. There's so many new advancements, technologies within the world of radio and broadcasting. And, for me, I always try to apply, what I learn, just listening to other people into whatever it is I do, always taking that feedback, always trying different things, whether it be using AI in a good way, and then just kind of just building it from there. And then just other than that, I love calling games. I love doing newscasts and reports and I just love radio DJing. It's so awesome. Just the community aspect of it as well. I do a morning show Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 7 to 9, 957thespin.com, by the way. You can stream it. But anyways, yeah, just always about that community, keeping it local. And, it's just the thing I love about it is whenever you get that phone call from somebody, because, you always wonder, is anybody actually listening? And then you get that phone call from a truck driver or whoever, and they're like, yes, I love that you do this. I love that you're focused, on the community, because you can't get that with anything, like Spotify. I know they're trying to do like the AI DJing thing. You can't get the local stuff. And plus, who wants to listen to an AI device anyways? I don't trust them.
Love that.
Yeah, that's great. Music is my passion in all ways. I play music. I listen to music. It's 90% of my life. I love radio. Growing up in San Diego, listening to 91X, Alt 94.9, really just kind of shaped who I am as a person. And, at the end of the day, radio is a medium. It is a communication form, but it's also an art form. And I think that gets lost on a lot of people. I don't have a job. I'm, college senior, but I will tell people that I've already started my career in radio, and that's just, in one way or another, I involve myself, and being at this convention for the first time has just grown my interest and my desire to learn and my passion exponentially. So, awesome.
Well, again, I love the passion that all four of you have shared with us. the next time someone says to me, young people are not interested in radio, you four are amazing examples that is absolutely not true. So I want to thank you for stopping by Radio on Main Street.
Thank you.
We are rooting for you, and I look forward to hearing about when you join our industry full-time. We are behind you 100%, and much continued congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Max Castro, Dawson Cochran, Isaac Heldt, Allyson Ritchey are passionate and they are inspired by radio. And as Erica closed the podcast, we must reiterate that the next time someone tells you that no one wants to go into radio and there is no future, send them the link to this episode. The energy felt by the students was equally matched by broadcasters who participated on our BEA panel, in our mentor matchups, as well as many conversations that occurred in the hallways of the NAB with our broadcast professionals. Yes, our future is bright. We have young people that want to be in this business. We must do everything we can to make sure that those doors are truly open to our future. I love this conversation. The future is bright. I love the energy. Thank you, Erica, and thank you to the students.
If you'd like to learn more about radio and its many benefits, we invite you to visit us at rab.com, or you can email us directly at askrab@rab.com. Until next time, it's Radio on Main Street.